Sex Party with your host, Dustin Rybka.
Hello and welcome to Sex Party. I'm your host, Dustin Rybka. With me on the show this week is super popular adult star and OnlyFans creator, Octavia Red. Octavia has done over 300 scenes in the mainstream adult porn world. She's also amassed 130 million views on her videos on Pornhub and climbing. She has an incredible body of work, obviously. Everything from things like Plants vs. Cunts. Yes, that's real, and you should check it out. Hentai, vampire, all the fantastical stuff, to shoplifter porn, all the way to the more fancy, upscale boudoir, sort of burlesque showcases like The Red Door. How does she get into character as the person that's in that scene, but also like what's the psychology of her as a human who's playing a character who's also having sex? We get into all of those things, all of her processes that she goes through. We also talk about her having sex with 2 guys for a scene, her having sex with 3 guys for a scene, where she prefers the cum shot. Will she ever do anal? People wanting her to piss in a cup so they can drink it. Her passion behind her scenes, what drives her. Of course, we touch on her origin story. And at the end of the episode, we go into where Octavia may go next. So without further ado, please enjoy my conversation with Octavia Red.
This week's conversation.
Octavia Red, welcome to Sex Party. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderfully. How are you?
Well, we spoke a bit about my caffeine. I don't know if we can call it an addiction more than it is probably like an issue probably at this point. We're heavily caffeinated. The heart is beating. So yeah, I think that means we're good, right?
I think that means we're on the right track.
Yeah.
we both have our coffee. We're ready to go.
Yeah. As long as your heart's fucking boom, 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 you know
you're alive.
Yeah, it's so perfect for where I think this episode is probably going to go. So I would assume most people in the audience are here because they know who you are. You do have an incredible body of work. You've done a lot of stuff in a short amount of time. But let's say somebody had a bad joint, right? And we discussed at the LA culture, like weed and some other things, which whatever, right? Let's say somebody had a bad joint at a party a couple years ago. It wasn't weed. It was something else. We don't know. They went into some sort of like catatonic coma. They don't know who you are, okay? And they just woke up. The nurse put on this podcast. I don't know why, right? They don't know. They don't know who you are. They're coming out of it. Who are you, and what do you do?
Well, welcome back to our podcast. I'm Octavia Red. I am a range of things. I think the best way to put it would be an adult entertainer. Some may call it a porn star. Some may call that a sex worker. It's kind of up to your discretion. I like to call it erotic entertainment. I do porn. And I like to create beautiful images, displaying feminine beauty as well as masculine as well. I think that's really fun. So yeah, I guess that's me.
I mean, what a perfect description of what you do, right? Because I think you're all of those things. And I think, you know, you come across, to me at least, and full transparency, like you and I met on the AVN red carpet in January. I think we bumped into each other through Erica, the wonderful, magical Erica icon,
Yes.
at an AVN party or something over this last summer, which was fun. But
Absolutely.
I feel like you could be just as much in porn as you could be like in a Tarantino movie. You have like this cool like Hollywood. It's sort of like it's a bit, I would say, a dash of an old Hollywood vibe, but then with all this other stuff, right? So, I mean, do you know what I'm talking about? Does that like track with you?
I do, yeah. I think I think that's definitely how I come across because I've heard that many times throughout my career. And I know that it comes from growing up on like old black and white movies, like Jane Austen novel based movies,
Yeah.
Doris Day, all that. And like I always loved Western saloon girls and like the 1800s kind of like vintage vibe. So I guess that comes across a lot.
Yeah, I feel personally, to me, you feel like almost like you belong in a Hitchcock movie, which I love.
I
You
love
know?
Hitchcock movies. Yeah.
Yeah. Even though he was supposedly, apparently, didn't treat his female stars very well.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know that till recently. I guess I didn't come to light till recently.
Yeah,
but yeah.
it's kind of wild. But you know,
birds, please.
oh my God, no.
Avoid
Yeah.
birds.
Unless, do you think you could pull off a porn parody of the birds?
I mean, I'd like to think I can do anything I put my mind
to. Yeah. Well, I did mention body of work, and like maybe that is the title of the episode already. Maybe you already found it, body of work, because I feel like you do so much, and you've done stuff like, I mean, first of all, you worked for everyone, right? And we'll get to your origin story later. I hate doing the origin story in the beginning. Why be normal? It's a choose your own adventure podcast.
I like it.
Yeah. So okay. So you've done stuff with like hentai, the vampire stuff. I saw a credit in there for like plants versus cunts, which, by the way, can we just stop and like, what is plants versus cunts, please? I want to know.
This one cracks me up a little bit.
Yeah.
Basically, you get attacked by a tree, like a possessed. I mean, I don't know if it's a tree. I just assumed it was a tree, but it's like it could be a bush. I don't know. It's a plant, and the roots come and they just grab you and like pull you down to the ground, and then they fuck you, and somehow they come inside of you.
Yeah.
It's a thing, and I was just out in the forest and like, what's making all this noise, you know? And then I get attacked by roots. Well, from a tree.
Yeah, and I believe that's the same company as like the Vampired and like the hentai, right? Dude, yeah. And see, all of that, all those genres, I think are amazing that we're finally tackling that stuff in porn. But I feel like you're perfect for those because they're more like horror movie cinematic kind of thing. So when you're doing stuff like that, like whether it's plants versus cunts or hentai, or you're a vampire or a zombie, one, how do you get into character? And then I have a follow-up.
I know what you mean, because like with those type of scenes, it's not really about sex necessarily. It's more about like your reactions and your facial expressions, because they want to see you being, I guess, terrified. As messed up as that is.
Sure.
Or they want to see you being terrifying. So I was a big theater kid, and I love to try to put myself in the shoes of that character, and not necessarily be like, what would that character do? It's more like, what would I do if that was my objective? And these are like the goals that I'm supposed to make in the story. So like you learn like in the story, okay, I need to make this point across. I need to get from A to B somehow. I need to get this information across for the audience.
Yeah.
And as learning those things and breaking that down and then adding in the emotions. Like, okay, how do I convey that with my face, with my tone?
Mm-hmm.
And how do I make that come across more realistic, which can be hard to do. Like, I know when I do it and it sounds terrible and I'm like, I can't get this line right. Like, I know it. Like, there's a few lines out there where I'm like, they suck.
But see, but nobody knows that except for you, because that's like your thing, right? No one's gonna be like, "Oh my god, she flubbed that line when she's getting fucked by a tree," you know?
She's getting fucked by a tree.
Yeah, no. But so that's actually really amazing insight, and I really appreciate that. So that's awesome because I'm a big proponent of storylines and porn, and I think hats off to Hentai and all those that company that does all those genres, because I feel like what a cool thing to do with porn, right? So I love that. So my follow up then is sexually when you're like it doesn't have to be like getting fucked by a tree or like tentacles or something, but like it can be. But also when you're like possessed and whatever, how are you dialing in so you're actually like turned on? Like, do you get deep into that? Like, okay, I'm a zombie. I need to like fuck this guy, or like or whatever, or like how do you go about like the sexual component to the character as well?
Well, for roles like that, because like there's gonzo stuff where you really are just getting sexual and getting turned on, and it's more of a real life experience.
Mm-hmm.
But if we're talking about like the cinematic scenes where you are being a character or a monster, and especially like with the hentai where it's like a lot of like slime and like you're covered in this goop, and it's still really just about. It's hard because like I don't want to like ruin this for the viewers who are watching this.
Right.
But if we are breaking it down, the way that we do it, it's very hard to like really sexually get turned on and into it because they're cutting so much to get your reaction. So sometimes when they're focusing in on the reaction, we're not fucking. You're so close to her face. The acting from us, you're not really needing like us to sexually want to be there, because the point of those type of scenes is that it's a lot of CNC.
Yeah.
So it is really heavy on the acting. So it's making sure that, but that's not to say there are some girls out there who get really turned on by this.
Yeah.
Like they're really into it. This is just for me personally. I'm more into like the cinematic side of making sure I'm giving the performance that the viewer wants to see and that the director is looking for me. Because it's not necessarily something I get turned on by.
Sure.
But there are other girls who like really want to get fucked by tentacles, or like that's a fantasy for them. So they really get lost into it.
You were saying that some people do get like the tentacle thing is like a turn on for them. Yeah.
Yeah, some girls are really, and some guys, well, obviously guys as well, they're really into it. So I respect that. For me, the filming's a little too choppy for me to like really get into the moment.
Mm-hmm.
If it was like going on for 10 minutes, then I could really get heated into it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, and I think that speaks to because the thing is the reason I'm asking, a lot of these questions off the jump, about performing and whatever, is because I think you are one of those performers that is, not only incredibly believable, and it speaks to what you just said, that sometimes you don't have a chance to get super turned on or whatever, but not only are you believable, but when you are having sex and you are doing these like different scenarios, you're like very passionate about it. And there's something about the believability with the passion that just makes, people's minds kind of explode. And I think you sort of embody that type of performer. And I also think that's why you've done, according to the wonderful notes from Erica Icon, like you've done over 300 scenes in a very short amount of time. Like, duh, because you give those kind of performances. Even like so let's say you're doing like a fucking, like there's a for those of people who don't know, there's a series out there called Shoplifter where they catch girls shoplifting and then they're like, hey, we're gonna call the police, or just saying like, you could fuck us, right? And it's kind of like this, I don't want to, but I'm gonna do it. That scenario. yeah, exactly, right? And so I think you're one of those performers who can pull that off in a way that's like believable. Oh, she doesn't want to, but she is. Oh, wait a minute, is she enjoying it? I'm not sure. And then it's like that's how their psychological shit is like getting triggered that way. So I mean, how do you perform? How do you dial into someone who shoplifted and now has to fuck to get out of
That scene was hard for me for some reason. Like, that scene was, because I'm such a little shit. I'm like, if it was really me in this situation, I'd be like, take me to prison then. So I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, okay, how would I really be if I'm doing this? Because that's like how I try to derive the emotions out of myself. And then it's like, how do I make it not seem super, unconsensual? So it's like a battle of it. I just try to get in the headspace of what the viewer wants.
Yeah.
That one was a difficult one. I won't lie. That one was.
Yeah. I mean, but I think that's the delicate balance with porn today, right? Is that there's a splash of like, this like forbidden, you have to have sex with me to get out of trouble kind of thing. But I don't want to, but I guess I will. But then also I'm enjoying it, but I'm fighting the urge to enjoy it. And no, I'm not enjoying it. But yes, I am.
Yes. It's like, it's such a weird like bridge of emotions you have to show in like 30 minutes. And I'm like, okay.
So are you thinking of all the things I just said? Like, no, yes, yes, no, no, yeah, while it's happening? Or do you just reach a place where you're like, I'm going to take it from here. I'm going to be this character. And you learn to like figure out how to enjoy it while you're doing it? Like, how does that work?
I guess like when you're transitioning from those, oh, fuck, I don't really like this. Okay, then I'm into it. Like, I try to get those emotions through different, like, positions. So, like, usually those scenes starts off with a blowjob. So it's really easy to be like, ugh, gross, I don't want to. Like,
Yeah.
that's so personal, something in your mouth that you don't want to do, So it's
Mhm.
easy to act gross with that. And then, like, when you start having sex, okay, well, wait. And then you can start showing that more because then it's something that's being done to you. So it makes sense that, like, okay, now you're starting to enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah. See, this is exactly why I asked, because I just feel like people are going to get so much out of what you're going through psychologically, and like what an opportunity for us to show them that, whether it's tentacles or a fucking security guard or two that want, whatever. And I love these kinds of questions because I think everything you're doing is artistic, is psychological across this whole spectrum of plants versus cunts, all the way to something like the Red Door. Tell me about the Red Door, because I feel like this got a ton of press. This was like something that I saw it's just on Instagram stuff for, and I was like, shit, this is awesome. So tell everybody about the Red Door.
So the Red Door is my very first showcase with Elegant Angel. It was directed by Mad Creativity. Shout out to him. The Red Door was honestly the project I'm the most proud of right now. I've done a lot of really beautiful projects, but this one is really special to me because I got to write not just a script that you don't even see in it, but I wrote the voiceover. I came up with the concept. I had a hand with the casting. I had a very big hand with the wardrobe. And yeah, like that was a really big part of me coming on stage and doing that. And that's why I have a lot of passion for that project, for sure. I did my first 3 men, which I know for most people, like, they want to do something really big for their showcase, like their first anal, their first gang, or something like that. But I am not really known to be that kind of hardcore performer anyways.
Yeah.
I don't do anal, so it didn't make sense to add a lot of people into the mix. So what I wanted to do was just kind of showcase the sensuality, the seduction, the arousal, the intimacy, like what we can bring to stage with visuals and with like real passion as well.
Yeah.
And with the first 3 guys, I had my first 3 guys, and for that scene, which is really amazing, I actually had a live audience. We performed it in a theater.
Wow.
The whole thing is in a theater and different parts of the theater. And for the finale, I had a live audience watching me with Isaiah Maxwell, Vince Carter, and Kyle Mason. Those were my male talent to me, and it was awesome. It was cool.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Wait, so a live audience in a theater, how many people were in the audience?
It was, I think it was like maybe somewhere between 10 to 15. I want to say somewhere between 9 to 15. 15 seems like a lot. Maybe like 9 to 13 people. And they were like newer models from another agency.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, how did
There
people get tickets to that?
Performers.
Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. Okay, tons of questions because one, can you explain to them what a showcase is in case they don't know?
So a showcase is a little different from a feature. Features can be like a movie that's not necessarily centered around one person. A showcase is centered around the one performer, and it's to showcase their talents, what they bring to the stage. A lot of companies want you to do something you've never done before, to bring in hype for it. And this showcase was just about showcasing me, you know?
Yeah. And there was 3 different scenes in the showcase, or
there was 4. So
okay,
there
4.
was a boy, girl, me, Charles Dara, and Van Wild. Then there was 3 girls, me, Scarlett Alexis, and Gazelle Blanco. And then a girl, boy with Nathan Bronson, Nicole Kitt, and me. And then the 3 guys and me.
Okay. Did it turn you on more to be in front of an audience?
Oh, I loved it. It was so cool. Like the whole like ambiance, the whole mood, the lighting. And what I loved as well is everyone was really, like the day was really long, and I do feel bad for the extras because they were there for a very long time. Shout out to them for being really patient and kind about it. Like I know they were getting worn out at the end, but everyone was really excited to be there and happy to be a part of it because it was so cool. Like we were in this really cool theater, red velvet curtains, the lighting, it was like candlelit lighting. It's just like this whole burlesque Moulin Rouge kind of vibe.
Yeah.
And that excites girls. Girls love that shit. So, you know,
yeah.
I really enjoyed that a lot, and I'm really thankful for the whole cast for being so involved and excited to be there. That really made me happy that everyone through cast was just happy to be there.
Yeah. So one scene was you and 2 guys, then another scene was you and 3 guys. So you're kind of like So okay, multiple dudes in one scene. How many of those have you done where it's more than one guy in your whole career?
Not many, actually. And like, I'm not saying no to it. It's just I don't get booked for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I just don't. I don't know. People don't think it'd be for those kind of scenes, maybe. But I'm like, you can't do it. It's on the table.
Yeah, I mean, clearly you just did a double guy and a triple guy. So so in those scenes, like maybe they think because we can't do DP because she doesn't do anal or something like that.
I think
maybe
so. Yeah,
okay.
I've only got 2 holes to use, so.
Well, do you do like double vaginal or what goes on in these scenes typically?
You know, I haven't done double vaginal either. Like, no one's asked me for that either, and I'm like, okay.
Are you open to that?
I would be open to trying, but I get kind of scared of the idea.
Sure. Yeah.
Like if I'm in the moment and it can happen, like do it, but don't tell me it's happening. Okay, and tell me after because I'll freak out, dude.
Wow. Well, okay. This is like I feel like I don't even know how they would tackle that. Like, hey, we might.
Won't I get in trouble for
that? Yeah, and I feel like you would know. Like, what the fuck? Wow.
Surprise me, okay?
Just surprise me. Okay, so you're semi-open. So with the anal thing, do you think you'll ever do anal, or is that a hard no forever?
It's not a hard no. for anal, you really have to learn to relax yourself. And I can be a very anxious person. And, like, for me, I'm very much a pleaser. Like, I like focusing on the other person. And on anal, I feel like you really have to be, like, focusing on your own pleasure and, like, opening up and relaxing. I do want to do it. I do want to bring it to the table. But I'm also pacing myself because I've been doing pretty well without doing step porn or anal. So I don't have a whole lot more to keep adding. So I don't want to, like, throw everything onto the pile and have nothing to give later.
Yeah. I mean, that's understandable, right? You want to like time release is what I call it, right? Yeah.
I want to keep my audience excited and engaged as long as possible.
Yeah.
I'm not getting any younger, you know?
Well, let's be real though. You're giving them quite a bit. So like, there's, and that's great. There's always more to look forward to. And now they're like, oh, it's still on the table. Maybe, like, great. That's great. And we love that. And I mean, 300 over 300 scenes. Yeah, I mean, get the fuck out of here. There's a lot to choose from. Again, body of work. Just to drop that again, but it's a spectrum for you, and I feel like it is across the board from all these different things, and I think that's why it's awesome to be able to talk to you about like what makes that work, right? So in primarily like, well, in a double guy scene, triple guy scene, where are the dudes coming? Are you a cream pie person? Are you a facial person? Is it both? Do you not care? Do you have a preference?
I'll do cream pies sometimes for like cream pie sides, but primarily it's just like an occasion. I don't really swallow a lot. I don't get asked for that a lot, so like sometimes, but not usually.
Why? I'm so confused as like why these directors, producers are not asking you for all these things that you're like, I guess I'd be open to it. Like maybe they just are trying to be nice. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's wild. That's super wild. Do you have a preference for like cum shot? Like what turns you on the most?
It depends on how horny I am.
Oh, okay.
Or like how into the other talent I am. I mean, I like it to just be like a pull-out pop. I think that's always really hot.
Mm-hmm.
Or my tits. I don't mind the face. It's just I get worried about it going in my eyes.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. I've heard that that can, well, I've I've been involved in some things where the person's like, that really, I can't see for 2 days. And I'm like, sorry. Yeah.
I have antibiotic eye drops in my backpack.
Oh, there you go.
I've learned.
Yeah.
Learned my lesson.
Well, and I think that again, like you tackled it from you just answered that very passionately because it depends on your level of horniness, the talent. Like I feel like potentially a facial could be really hot if you're into that scene, if that's what's giving or whatever, right? But we'd like to ask like the preference of where you guys prefer it and all of that thing, all that, because I think that's like really important when people go back and then watch all of your stuff and they understand like the psychology of you doing scenes, like, oh, okay, I get it now, I see that now, whatever. I think it's awesome, and thanks for answering all that honestly. Are you ready to win a bunch of awards for Escape from Camp Conversion in the Red Door this year or what?
I'm hoping. I try. I have such a fragile ego. I'm like, I can't think about it. I'm gonna cry if I don't. Like, I'm just gonna focus on my dress. And I'm excited. Like, I hope it gets nominated at least. Like, even to be nominated is a big deal, and that's the most I can hope for. To be honest, there's so many big players in this game, and to just be nominated among them is a big deal.
Oh my god!
And I didn't even know. Okay, like maybe this will get me in trouble again, but I didn't even know AVN and XBIZ existed until like 6 months or 8 months of being in the industry.
Oh, wow.
Because I wasn't a porn head. I didn't know anything. I just kind of fell into the industry because I liked erotic art and was like, oh, sure, cool. Why not? And I have to remind myself that, like, my goal, as much as I want awards and I want trophies and the recognition, and everybody wants that. Like, I think people are lying when they're like, "Oh, I don't care." Like, you do.
Yeah,
You know, it's human nature.
Yeah.
To do that, but I feel like when I focus on it, my ego gets too inflated, and I get too insecure about it. And I have to remember, like, I didn't even know they existed.
Yeah.
And I'm doing these projects because I'm passionate about it and I like it and it gives me fulfillment and enjoyment. And as long as I'm enjoying what I'm doing, I need to not worry about the rest. But I am very excited. At the same time, my ego is still around the corner and it does want to get on.
Well, I think that's really smart, and I can sort of relate on my level because last year was on the red carpet at AVN. I just realized I'm wearing AVN. I just like threw a shirt on and I just realized we love AVN.
We do.
They just take care of. I just had such a good time with AVN. Any interaction I've had with them has been so incredible, so I was on the red carpet, and long story short, because no one cares about my bullshit, we're here for you. But I was interviewing people, obviously interviewed you, and someone said something about, oh, like maybe, next year, like the podcast will be nominated. I'm like, did one of those, right? And I'm like, and now here I am a quarter or 8 months later, like trying to get like vote to get because all I want is the nomination, right?
Yeah.
But then I think about, if we don't get nominated, it's quite all right. It's fine, whatever. But then it's like, but if we do get nominated, and then I'm like, man, I've seen those trophies, and the box is even cool that it comes in, and it's like a fucking slippery slope. I totally understand. Yeah.
It is such a balance of like, okay, like be comfortable wanting it and be comfortable like getting excited about it, but don't put your whole weight behind it.
Yeah.
And it's hard, because we are prideful, egotistical creatures.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, absolutely. Last year on the red carpet, you had a fucking cape on, which was like the coolest. I'm not like blowing smoke, and people know my personality. I know I don't fucking placate to people, and I think I even said it in the interview. But you had a fucking cape on. It was the coolest outfit of last year for me personally. Are we thinking how you're gonna top a fucking cape, or what for this year or for next year?
Okay, so I have had a very hard time finding a dress to top that one. I've been scouring. Like, I've been looking since that I began, like, keeping my eye out. Because I love fashion. I love couture. I love it all. But I think I finally found it. I actually need to put my measurements today to send to them, just because it's a custom made as well. But I'm very excited.
So, of course, you're not going to give any hints.
No.
Well, I mean, everybody's going to geek out, I'm sure. Yeah, because you just have this sort of like, again, old Hollywood kind of like boudoir sort of, I don't want to say fantastic. It's not like you're showing, like some people like dress up like in full like alien makeup and do all that. And that's really cool. And I love that. But like what you do and, like your outfit, choices and your style is different than that. And so I'm sure everyone's going to geek out when they see what you're putting together.
I hope so. I get so much joy in putting it together. Like, I swear I'm in this job, half of it just for the wardrobe, just so I can look pretty. I can buy lingerie and that's a write-off. Oh my God, okay.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that's fucking awesome. Do you want to tell people? Because I think it's to me, I think it's like pushing porn the envelope a little bit with Escape from Camp Conversion. This was like a three-part thing, but what the fuck do I know? I mean, do you want to tell them like what it was, what what it was about and all the things, because it kind of ties in everything we've been talking about consent, not sure, whatever, but also Bree Mills, one of the fucking greatest, and it has a cinematic edge to it. You're perfect for it. So if you could explain what Escape from Camp Conversion is.
Camp Conversion is in 3 parts for now.
Ooh, is that a tease for now? Okay.
But it's in 3 parts. It is heavily more on acting and cinema than it necessarily is on the sex a little bit, kind of how we were talking about the other company as well.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting. I'm the lead of this project, but I only have like 1 sex scene in it. It's mostly about my character's journey through being in what is called Camp Conversion, a group of lesbian girls being converted to being straight and then escaping from it. Or so. And it pushes the envelope of CNC, I think psychological manipulation as well. But it also kind of dives into some real aspects, because these were camps that really truly did happen, and these are things that did actually happen. And I think it comes from because Bree wrote it,
yeah,
and I think this, and you know, she is, I don't want to speak on her sexuality, but I think there's a lot of personal components into it that come out, and it's a very beautiful film, even though it's a bit fucked up in some of the scenes, but I would give it a watch. It was also made to be into 2 different edits, without the sex scenes and with it.
Oh, wow.
So it can be watched as an actual movie eventually. I'm not sure if they've released that, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, adult time, like in and everything Bree's doing, which you fit perfectly into so much of that. They always deliver this, whether it's like the taboo stuff or CNC. And we should pause real quick and just, I'm going to have you explain what CNC is real quick, just in case there's some new people here.
So CNC is consent, non-consent. There's different things that could fall in line with that, but basically it's like, not necessarily, but basically a lighter version of that. Like you want it, but you're not showing you want it.
Yeah.
Consent, non-consent.
Yeah, you're consenting to have non-consensual, well, fake non-consensual.
That's a great way to say it. Consenting to have fake non-consensual sex.
Yeah.
You should explain it. That was a beautiful way to say.
They don't want to hear me talk. Whatever.
Yeah, I just perform it. You explain it.
Well, it does. What I was saying before that is that it does tie into, you know, that adult time. You know, they push the envelope in terms of how to scratch all these itches that women are having, men are having, everybody's having, right? It doesn't matter the gender. It's like these psychological things, but then they're also fun, right? And I think, you know, when I met Bree on the red carpet, I said, hey, how are you pulling all of this off and still like looking well rested and whatever? Because it is like sort of this empiric big, you know, ship of content that is also, you can watch for just like you said, you watch for the fucking storyline, and when you get to the sex, it's that much hotter because of the story. Dude, it's so like that. To me, that is the new, and maybe it's just because I'm a sicko or whatever, but like I need a good storyline. I can't.
So funny enough, the reason why I'm not a big porn head, well, I mean, there's probably many reasons, but I didn't watch porn. I watched the sex scenes from movies. That's what I got off to. Like, I love French films. I love Eva Green, anything. She has amazing sex scenes in quite a few of her films.
Yeah.
That was more what I got off to, because I would watch porn and they would have like even if they had good dialogue and good acting, then they would drop it as soon as the sex scene happened, and then I would get pissed and I'd be like, and then I'd leave, I'd swipe, go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Going back to my shameless sex scenes that got on there. So I guess it kind of tracks with where my career is now because that's what I'm into. So I love to see that other people are also becoming into it because I feel like from when I started to where we are now, I do see a shift into more artistically driven or cinematically driven, I should say, content.
Yeah. Well, I mean, number one, do you have a favorite movie that's not porn that you love getting off to that you can think of at the top of your head?
I love The Dreamers. It's a French film. I always forget because I don't really care about the movie. I just really like the sex scene in it. And I always forget if it's Spartan or Spartacus, but with Eva Green, and she's like the evil empress lady.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
scene is my number one scene that I watch to get off to. Like they're so aggressive with you. It's wild, but I love it.
I think that was the sequel to like 300 or something. It was,
It was the sequel. It was the second. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's fucking, yeah. It's like the bad guy and the good guy, like coming together to meet and then they fuck each other. It's crazy.
There's such primal energy, and that's like.
Oh yeah. Where's the porn parody? I guess you couldn't parody that. It's too good.
I gotta ask Brie. I think I mentioned it to her, and I was like, "We have to do this."
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I gotta think of what male talent would be good for that character.
Yeah, you definitely need a specific type of dude for sure.
Probably Manuel Ferrara.
Yeah, there you go. Right. Yeah.
Aggressive Frenchman.
yeah, perfect casting. Yeah, let's get it done. Look how easy that came together. Exactly, right? Okay, and so, and I think you're right. I think, and I say it all the time on the show, like when you're 18 or what, 20, like you can, or fucking whatever, like you can watch two people fuck and like get, I remember being, young and fucking, I could get off to like a music video. Remember those fucking, like I could, back in the day. Yeah, that was my jam, was music videos, right? But now, so many years later, I need a storyline, right? Because my brain is sort of evolved and it's been, a bit desensitized by the world and everything. And so it's kind of like whatever. So I do think that the storyline, the psychological factors that we've been talking about this whole episode so far make it so much hotter. And so
much hotter.
Yeah, you need a little, and you know what, honestly, to this day, you're talking about swiping away when they drop. Like if I see a good storyline, like, oh, they're not supposed to be doing this, but they are, they don't, but they do, but they don't, but they do, but they, oh, okay. And then they drop it. I'm done. I'm like, I'm still done. Yeah, I'm out. I'm out. Yeah, exactly.
Dislike.
I think we're at a safe distance from the beginning. We're over the halfway mark. So tell me, Octavia Red, tell me your origin story. How did you get involved? And I'm sure you're fucking sick and tired of saying this on podcast, but say whatever version of it you like. But how did you get involved in the adult industry?
I just wish I had a better, more entertaining story to give when people ask me. I'm like, it's the most boring origin story ever. I'm like, well, during COVID.
We love a good during COVID story.
We love a good origin story.
Yeah.
Mine's pretty basic. I was working at a casino and a cannabis farm during this time, I think. And COVID hit. I lost my job at the casino because it shut down. And people weren't really doing anything. So I just started doing boudoir modeling because I had time on my hands to finally dabble in things that I was interested in. Because before this, I was just living paycheck to paycheck. I was working as much as I could, multiple jobs, the whole thing.
Yeah.
COVID was actually a huge, and I apologize to anyone who COVID hurt, but COVID was actually a really good time for me personally. It gave me time to really dabble into things I liked, and one of them was erotic modeling and lingerie modeling. So I started doing that, implied nudes, all that stuff, and I opened a Twitter, and within 4 days of having a Twitter, an agent hit me up asking if I would be interested in porn, and I was like, I don't know. I also thought it was a scam too.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So I was like, well, how do I know you're real? All this stuff, yada yada. I got the license number from his agency to look it up to verify it was real. All that, and then I still didn't do it for like a year of him hitting me up. I was also going through a lot of personal life stuff. Like I was losing my sister to cancer around that time.
Oh wow, sorry to hear that.
So, thank you. So it was not like right mentally. And then a year later, I was like, okay, fuck it, I'll try it. So then I did. I did 3 seams. Then I left for a year because I wasn't sure if it was what I wanted to do. And I kind of just really was going through the mental things of like, can I fully commit to this? Because as soon as I do this, there's no taking it back. Like 3 scenes in, I can kind of just be like, okay, it'll get buried in the internet, so maybe someone will find it 10 years from now or something. But like, if I fully go in, there's no going back. My family will eventually find out. My friends will find out. I'm not really good at keeping like personal secrets like that. It's like I want to be proud about what I do. I don't want to have to hide it from my family or friends. I hate doing that. It's just a lot of stress I'm not interested in doing. And I was just working a bullshit shift at this casino, and I'm getting this guy his drink, and he's just hitting on me and trying to take me back to his hotel room. Doesn't even give me $1, not even a tip. And I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, just being harassed by these people anyways, and making dog shit. And I can just do what I love and tell anyone who hates me for it to fuck off. So that's what I did.
Fucking love that. That's fucking awesome. Congrats. Sex party round of applause. Yes.
Thank you.
We fucking love that. I think that's crazy powerful, right? Because how many times has somebody, just a civilian person who wanted to do anything been in that situation, and instead of making the choice you made, they went down the other timeline, which is the timeline where they just stayed at the casino and kept getting harassed by the fucking goons that wouldn't tip on the free, fucking vodka soda. Yeah, you fucking piece of shit. Give her a $5 bill. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to the hotel room. You can't even give me $1.
Yeah. God. Yeah. Loser. So then you jump in, and obviously, and that, how long ago was that from right now?
October 13th will be 4 years.
Okay, shit. Yeah. So I mean, and again, you've done so much since then. So let's go back to that moment for a second, right? Where and with everything now, everything you just said, which I fucking love, and we're gonna clip some of that and put it out. What I like to do a lot on this show is get advice from people, such as yourself. When you kind of already did a little bit, right? But let's say that there is a woman out there or a dude whatever, right? And they want to do OnlyFans, they want to do mainstream, they want to do their own thing, put sex on the internet, put their naked body on the internet, right?
Yeah.
They're at that moment where you were at, where you're like, fuck this. But they're terrified. What advice do you have for them?
I think you really have to have that conversation with yourself. Like, sex work's not for everyone. There's many genres of sex work that you can do, and finding the right one for you is important. Like, I don't think I'd be a stripper. Like, I'd be terrible at that. But to dive into, like, first find which genre you think works for you. You really need to make sure that's something you want to do. Like, I know a lot of people are falling on this OnlyFans trend because it's hot. Being a hot girl is a hot thing, and every guy wants to be in porn. But, like, you do have to really look at it seriously of, like, is that something you really want to do? And have that conversation with yourself.
Yeah.
Of the reality that it's not like we are completely outcasted by society, but hey, I'm looking for a house right now. I can't tell people I do porn.
Yeah.
I have to lie.
Yeah.
That sucks. Like, if you do any other job, well, not any, but most other jobs, then you can say what you do.
Yeah.
And you don't have to lie like, I do social media management and style people. that explains why I make that much money. You know, like, you have to have that conversation, and also just know that, like, if you are comfortable with that, fucking go for it. And if anyone gives you hate for it, you already had that conversation with yourself. So you can laugh in their face. Be like, I already knew you were gonna hate me, but I love me, and I love what I do, and that makes me happy, so I don't have to care about what you think.
Yeah.
And that's, like, I think are really important, because I see a lot of girls get in the industry, and they get really upset when people are mean to them about what they do, and they feel bad on themselves. And you have to, like, accept, like, do you even think sex work is good? Because if you start feeling bad about yourself, then do you think that sex work is bad? But no, but you're letting them dictate that. So, like, be comfortable with yourself, you know? Have that hard conversation.
Yeah, I mean, but it doesn't get any better than that with advice on that. You are someone who has experienced a lot, and again, like, 4 years, that's the length that I've been doing this podcast. And I feel like I'm a changed person. And so with you, like, wow, and so you're speaking from experience. And I think people recognize that and trust that. And so while I have the opportunity to ask those things, what would Octavia Red advise you to do? I want a real answer. And you gave that, and I love that, and I appreciate that so much.
It's fuck off and live your life.
Yeah, for real.
Sorry.
No, stop. Just be you. It's fucking great. We love this shit, right? There's so many companies you worked for. I'm staring at like, it's bigger than my screen on my phone. The one that I want to ask about is kink.com, right? So, because this is a whole thing, and people know kink.com is a lot of, there's CNC, there's like BDSM, there's all these things. So how many scenes have you shot with kink.com? What is that like? Is it BDSM? Is it CNC? Is it like something I haven't even mentioned or even thought of? What's going through your mind?
How many scenes have I done with Kink? I've done 4,
Okay.
5 scenes with Kink. I did a lot of BDSM scenes with another company before I started working for Kink as well. But for Kink, I think I have 4 scenes with them. Each scenario is different. Some of them are more heavily on, like, storyline, and it's definitely more CNC or, like, very NC.
Yeah.
And then there's other ones where it's kind of like, I would call it, like, gonzo kink, where, like, they just, no storyline, you're just tied up, you react how you want to react, to, like, they push your limits, or they meet you where your limit is at. I like having my limits pushed to see where I am at.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fun. I like it, for me personally, because it's not really sexual for me. It's more therapeutic in a weird way.
Okay.
So I enjoy it. And getting in that mindset. When it's heavy storyline, you really have to fall into, like we were saying, the acting. Like, I can't break character as soon as, like, the happens, so.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Well, so what do your limits look like, Octavia Red? Like, and having them push looks like what? I mean, what kind of actions, activities are they doing to push your limits, and where are your limits?
So, interesting enough, when I first got into the industry, I was definitely way more into BDSM, and I could take a really good, like, but, like, the more that and it's not all about,
Sure.
I just am paraphrasing it.
Yeah.
Like, I used to be able to take more and be able to give more because it brought more out of me. Because for me, kink, I guess to explain what kink is for me, because I think it's different for everyone. I grew up in a very abusive household that had a lot of aggression and a lot of violence. So I have a lot of pent-up anger and rage from that. But I can't express that in violent ways because that's not right? Like, I can't just go out and do these things in a non-safe manner. But I still have this in me that I need to let out. And when I'm in those positions where I'm being tied up, and like, I guess I fall in the line of like bratty or whatever, because it's like I can't hurt them because I'm restrained. But it's bringing out like all of these things, and it's in a safe manner that I can express things that I had buried for so many years. So that's what I like about kink, especially in their gonzo more scenes. For the storyline, it's really about getting into the character.
Yeah.
But for like the gonzo kink, that's why it resonates with me. But I can tell. Wait for this truck to pass. I can tell like the older I'm getting, and the more I've processed those emotions, and the more I've evolved past that point in my life, the so
Yeah.
sorry, it's a big city, baby.
You know, you're good. You're good.
You know, the more that like I don't need it as much. Like this last time, I did a really beautiful scene with Christian Wilde, and it was really great. It was more storyline based, but it was a storyline that really fit with my personal life at the moment. And like I cried at afterwards. Like I cried because it was just a beautiful scene and a beautiful moment.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think that's like mind blowing. I think that's fucking phenomenal. I think you defined probably for a lot of people why they not only why they enjoy kink, right? But maybe people really resonate with what you said, and they're like, hey, wait a minute, maybe kink is something I should explore, either being the dom or the sub or whatever. So yeah, I love that. I love that like you went there, and I really appreciate that. So does that mean then for you, when you are like bound or tied up or restrained or whatever, and it is therapeutic and you do have an orgasm, are those different? Is that a different level of orgasm where it feels like therapeutic and cleansing and tears and that and all of that? Or does it depend? Or
I mean, it depends for sure. I'll admit that there's some times where it is a performative orgasm for the necessity of the scene, but the more that I'm opening up through it, the more it is like, I forgot how you worded it, but you worded that really well.
I forgot to. I don't.
Not performative, but really like like an expression of like it's releasing, like you are releasing this like pleasure, like it's an emotional release with it.
Okay, so you're on OnlyFans, and I definitely like want to have some fun with this, and of course like inform people, right? You're also on OnlyFans. You do all this mainstream stuff, whatever, which is amazing, and you've done a lot and been nominated for lots of things, and there's lots of nominations in your future. I know you don't want me to like say it too much, but I'm just saying you're a star. You're going to be a bigger star. Everybody knows this shit, right? Okay. So on OnlyFans, to pivot away from that, yeah, there you go. You deserve it. Take your flowers a little bit. But
I'll take them, shyly walk away. Thank you.
Of course, but I'm not saying anything that's not true. And so yeah. So on OnlyFans, what kind of stuff can people expect over there? And then I have a follow-up that's a lot of fun.
They can expect a lot of flirting, a lot of photos. I'm getting better about making more videos to offer. I get really swamped with more mainstream stuff. And this coming year, this year I focused more on my OnlyFans. I've been pumping out more content because I really was just a studio girl for the past, like 3 years. So this year I was trying to focus more on making content, making more personal photo sets, and that's what you'll find there. I'm going to be really, once I move to LA, I'm going to be pumping out way more content for everybody.
Yeah.
More cute little shower videos. I really want to get on, offering more. So that's
No, that's well. I mean, and if they go over to the OnlyFans, they're like, oh, this isn't. And they can always check out your Pornhub because it has like an insane, and it's like almost like 200 million views, or wait, 130 million views is what is quoted in the note. I mean, that's insane. So they can check out the Pornhub too, right? I mean, congratulations on that, Jesus.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So okay, I guess potentially OnlyFans, maybe on some other platform, maybe in real, I don't know, whatever. what is, and we don't kink shame here because we love all of it as long as it's consensual and all the things, right? And legal, whatever.
Everyone's having fun.
Yeah, and everyone's having having a good time.
Good time.
CNC, NC, whatever. Just make sure there's consent, please. Thank you.
Thank you, please.
Yeah. So, what would you say is the most, not weird, right, but the most unique request that someone has come at you with? Like, I'm buying you time to think right now.
Oh my God. Okay.
Like, what comes to mind? Is there something like, oh my God, that's bonkers, but okay, or that's too wild, I can't. Like, what comes to mind?
Oh my goodness. It's so hard because, like, I feel like my fan base and, or just, like, the talents that I interact with as well,
Mm-hmm.
they don't ask me for weird shit. Like, I barely get dick pics in my inbox. Like, everyone's really nice and respectful to me. I'm like, I don't have a lot to complain about. Like, no one gropes me on AVN. Like, I'm like slightly feeling unwanted here.
Oh my God. And that is not an invitation to grope her. No one grope her.
Not.
Thank you.
It was a joke.
Yes. Yeah. She was kidding. Be respectful and make sure you chew gum and wear cologne too when you meet her.
Don't send me dick pics.
Yeah. So nothing stands out. There's no bonkers.
I mean, nothing that I find unusual. I mean, if someone wants a glass of my piss, it's not like the end of the world. Like, I've had someone ask me that, which people might find weird. Because when I first started, I didn't really know about the pee fetish. But
yeah.
Now that I do, it feels really normal to me.
Yeah.
It's not my thing, but, like, sure. I will piss on you happily. You know, just don't put it in my mouth, and we're good.
Yeah. Yeah. So you've been asked multiple times for, like, in the DMs for, like, a glass of your piss, or what, or on OnlyFans?
Oh, just like personal life, like, experiences, you know.
Okay, so they're like, hey, I'll give you this much money for a glass of your piss.
Yeah. Yeah.
And do you oblige, or do you say, no, it's too, I need more money than that?
No. Oh, no. Wait, what did you... I think I spaced out. No, I mean, like, personal experience, like, people in my personal life that I see.
Yeah.
Okay. I misunderstood.
No. That still qualifies. You can, if the people are like that in your personal life are like, hey, can you piss in a glass for me? I'd love to just do stuff with it, you know?
My favorite part is when they told me it was the worst piss they've ever drinking.
No.
I was like, yeah, I drink coffee and Red Bull. Like, did you see me drink water today?
No. Did they drink it in front of you, or did they take it home?
Yeah.
Oh no.
This is terrible.
So
like, I know.
I would have been like, you ungrateful fuck.
You ungrateful fuck. Throw it on him.
Cut off. No, yeah, you're cut off at the piss bar. That's fucking done. You're fucking out of here, dude.
You're 86.
Yeah, for real. Okay, final question, because you're an artist. I know it, you know it, they know it, right? So I want to ask, when are you gonna step? Not that you're gonna step away from anything, but when are you gonna step into directing? Because I know I got this intuitive thing in my head right now. It's like, big time director coming up. So when's it gonna happen?
This is so funny because it kind of was brought up on set yesterday from the other director, not even from me. So I was like, okay. I am very interested in it because doing the red door, like, really just opened my eyes. And to be fair, I was the kid that was always behind the camera, not in front of. Like, I did photography classes, I did theater, I did choir, I did NJROTC, and film school as well. So, but I was always more of the behind because I was too shy to be in front. I don't know. I think, like, in a couple years, I really want to do it the right way. Like, I want to take classes and learn it properly.
Yeah.
I'm working kind of on a couple script ideas that I have, as well, that I might pitch to Bree, possibly. or to Elegant.
Yeah.
It's been in my corner this whole year, and I owe them a lot. I feel like shout out to both of them. Like, I really appreciate both of them so much. But you're right. I think that is the direction of where I'm headed. I can feel it too, especially this past year. But I'm not ready to give up the spotlight yet.
Yeah, well, exactly. And I mean, you can do both, you know what I'm saying? And I think that eventually, I think you're going to wind up there regardless, right? And so, you know, I think that's the part of your lore, as the kids call it, and your magic is that you are an artist. And eventually, I think all artists in this medium, right? It leads to like, I'm gonna write something, I'm gonna direct something, or do both or whatever, right? So I had to ask because it was like rolling around in my head this whole hour, and I was like, you know, I could just fucking feel it. So yeah.
I think it's brewing. The storms are brewing. That's for sure.
Yeah, of course. Octavia Red, thank you so much for being with me on Sex Party this week. Let's tell them where they can not only follow you like on Instagram and on Twitter. I'm not calling it X. It's always going to be Twitter and all the other places.
Twitter too.
Yeah, but more importantly, where they can find you online and just dump out like garbage cans full of clean garbage cans full of cash on you over and over again. Yeah.
We love garbage cans full of cash. That's my favorite way to get it.
Yeah. So where can they find you? Like, what's your Instagram handle, your Twitter handle, your OnlyFans, anywhere else you might be?
Okay, so I'll start off the important. My OnlyFans is just super simple. Octavia Red. Only one of me out there so far. And for my Twitter, you can find me at Octavia X Red. For my Instagram, you can find me at x.redclouds. And I'm never really on TikTok, but you can. I'm gonna be upping my game there. I'm gonna start being an old lady, so you can find me at Real Octavia Red.
Yeah.
And Blue Sky, I think I'm Octavia Red. And then if you do want to give me a bunch of money, you can also, if you don't want to go to my OF, you can go to my Cash App, which is Come Through with a K.
Okay. See, then they're already like headed over there. So, you know, thank you so much. Honestly, this has been a pleasure. I wanted to get you on the show for a really long time. I had a great time. I would love to have you back in the future. We'll have to figure that out. You know, I'll talk to Erica about it. But yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I enjoyed our conversation.
Of course. Yeah, anytime. Huge thank you to my guest, Octavia Red, for being with me on the show this week. Make sure you go check out everything she is doing. Go follow her on social media. But more importantly, take some cash. Go to her OnlyFans. Go to her Cash App. Support the cause. Have some fun. Go like all her posts. Do all the things. If you're loving guests like Octavia, she will be back in the future. Something tells me you may see her pop up on a special or two in the future. But let's say you're loving guests like Octavia. You're also loving every single other guest that's been on the show. You're still on board with all my wild, crazy nonsense. You want to show some love, but you want to make sure that you never miss a new episode every single Wednesday. How can you do all that in one shot? Well, here's how you do it. If you're listening to this on platforms like Apple and Spotify, you could leave a rating, you could leave a review. Those things are wonderful and mean a lot, and I will read those things and they will help me feel better on a rainy day, right? And I will read them on sunny days and whatever, and they will help my confidence. But listen, let's be real. It's not about my confidence, right? It's about making sure you never miss a new episode. So the more important thing that you need to do is subscribe to the show. That way you never miss a new episode every single Wednesday, especially if you are subscribed or you think you're subscribed on Apple Podcasts. They've been doing this strange thing where they're unsubscribing people from certain shows for whatever reason we don't know. So go to Apple Podcasts, go to Sex Party with Dustin Rybka. In the upper right-hand corner, if you see a pause button, tap that, right? Drop-down menu will appear. toggle on down to resume subscription, resume downloads, whatever it is. Click that, boom, you're re-subscribed. If you're watching on YouTube, I love you, I see you, I appreciate you. If you're watching on YouTube, what is your favorite Octavia Red porn scene? Leave it in the comments. Make sure that you're watching what you say, I guess, because YouTube has become censorship valley. So, use code words if you have to, but leave your favorite Octavia Red scene in the comments. If you're watching on YouTube and you want to show some love, some hate, some desire for more, some confusion, make it stop. If you want to just show any emotion to the show or any support, how do you do that? Okay. You could like this video. You could dislike this video. You could do that to all the videos. You can leave a comment, positive or negative. I will respond. We will go back and forth. We'll have a good time, right? But mainly, whether you love the show, you hate the show, you're confused by the show still, right? You're not sure what's going on. You want to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel so that way you never miss a new episode every single Wednesday. As always, I'm available in the DMs on Instagram, and I will see you all right back here next week.
Thanks for listening. The party continues next week. Click subscribe and let's make this a regular thing. Follow the show on Instagram and Twitter at SexPartyFM. Follow Dustin at Dustin Rybka.